And so, Daredevil, Born Again, Season 1 ends on a whimper. The title was Straight to Hell. And, yeah, I guess that was appropriate, yeah. When I was doing Doomcock's Wednesday night show, he didn't realize there was another episode, and I thought that's where it ended, was last week's episode. And he said, "Oh no, there's another one." Oh, okay. So this one comes in, and I'm like, they might as well have just ended it last week. It probably would have been even better. Now look, you get Punisher's back, so Daredevil in costume, so but he's badly wounded. He got shot and all that. I'm spoiling everything. This is done. Karen shows up. Frank Castle comes in to help Matt Murdock, because Karen heard about the trouble about Poindexter being released. So, and no Poindexter, he's gone. Maybe he'll come back in the next season. The next season's got to fix it all. But anyway, she comes back. She calls Frank. Frank lends a hand, and they team up to deal with the task force, the fans of Punisher, because that got to make a nod to that idiot movement that happened for a while during all the So these are they're bad cops and they work for Kingpin and all that. So they come in to attack. To finish off Daredevil, Kingpin ordered Matt Murdock to be killed, but of course Matt Murdock, even wounded, managed to outfox the Kingpin's right-hand man, Buck, or whatever his name is. So anyway, it's between him and Punisher to fight off these Death Squad guys. And they do, mostly Frank, because he just blows their heads off. It's just blood splattering everywhere. It's CGI blood, but nevertheless. And Daredevil said, "Frank, now," whatever, and all that. Not a very spectacular battle because they're stuck in this room, and there's really not much to it. Even they have to escape because someone threw a grenade, and you don't really the explosion's just kind of off to the corner of the screen. I don't know. Anyway, they meet up with Karen. Obviously, Matt and Karen are still in love with each other. When he comes to consciousness and his current girlfriend is there with him, he says, "Karen?" His law partner says, "Hey, it's just the drug stalking." No, it isn't. So, you get that and that sort of back and forth, but that's about it. So, they realized that Foggy had stumbled upon this property that somehow, some way, is not under the jurisdiction of the state or the federal government. Yet it's right there in New York. So Kingpin's has a facility there. He's got his own personal enemies and cages and all this stuff. Kingpin declares martial law. He's become the king, literally, of New York City, and all that. It's absolutely absurd. You're getting into, Gotham, that series they had for a while where the Penguin was mayor and he was issuing license to commit crimes. But at least that was so obviously over the top nonsense. Here, this is supposed to follow up the Netflix series. Well, they tried to decorate it like it did, but this is a total failure all around. And even though the initial damage to it was just because people just didn't show up to watch it, turns out they were right. There wasn't anything to see here. They don't believe in Marvel anymore, which is bad for Marvel long term going forward. Even for their movies, they're hoping the Fantastic Four will save them. It's not what we're hearing lately. And then Doomsday. That's supposed to do something because Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. I'm not so. I don't think so. And one movie that makes a profit is not enough to save this whole thing. So anyway, This was crap. They're already, I don't know how much more shooting they have to do, but season 2 is guaranteed. So, but it looks like the setup here, because it just ends. There's no big final conflict or nothing. Punisher, Frank, goes to confront the Death Squad cops at this facility, and by himself just walks in, and somehow they can't stop him. You only have to accept that they're such big fans of Punisher, they just couldn't bring themselves to kill him. So they beat him down instead, even though he has killed, I don't know how many of them, just right there, blowing brains all over the place. And they're like, hey, come on, man, why don't you be on our side? And so, a bunch of scenes of Matt and Karen, having feelings and all that sort of stuff. And then Matt says, you know what? I'm going to need an army. So the show, and they do a lot of, certainly with Frank murdering people and killing people all over the blood splattering everywhere. And then Kingpin kills the commissioner by crushing his skull with his bare hands. And they show you. So, oh man, look at that gore and all that sort of stuff. So what? It's not for anything. There was no good show built around anything like that. By the way, the Kingpin's evil. Yeah, he is. So the whole thing ends on Daredevil giving a speech about how we're going to resist and rebel. This is our city, not his. And it shows a bunch of middle-aged fat people nodding their heads like, yeah. And a couple of people walking around the street. And that's really supposed to be meaningful or something. You see, when he said, I need my own army, I thought they might be bringing back, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and people like that. And they would say, oh, he's got more, superheroes to help him out here. Not just Frank, who's already captured. So, and who knows, even have a cameo with Spider-Man. That one, I guess they couldn't finagle that for whatever reason. Stuff like that. Maybe they'll do it in the second season. I don't know. But so the second season, you already see what the setup is. It's as if New York is somehow locked off from the rest of the country. And, nobody can do anything about what Kingpin's doing. And so Daredevil and his band of resistance fighters will have to take it back. I guess they'll up the ante on action, maybe? I don't know. They seem to be incapable of it utterly in this series. So maybe more of it will just be them standing around in dark hallways talking about how they feel bad about all this. And with someone telling them, hey, you got this. And then they'll have some sort of confrontation with one of the Death Squad guys or something like that. 9 or more episodes of that? I don't know. This was bad. And no position to be dumping crap like this on the floor with a character and an actor performing that character from a popular iteration of it. And I just don't get these people, just, and this was the improved version, they deliberately set out to make a turn after She-Hulk, with Daredevil. And then say, whoa, wait a minute, this, boy, I don't know. I don't think like the way things are going. Let's fire everybody and try to polish this. You can't polish a turd. You're just going to get shitty fingers. So, massive disappointment on this. And the few scenes here and there, yes, D'Onofrio and Cox are really good in their roles and all that. It doesn't matter. There's no story here that's cohesive enough that functions. You have little elements that reined in and done well in better hands. You might have had something. ultimately, here's Daredevil, a Daredevil show with hardly any Daredevil at all. So if you chose not to watch it, well, good on you.